Hello and welcome into the Ohio State Buckeyes on SI YouTube channel. Excited to have you with us. If this is your first time, we appreciate you jumping in and spending some time with us. If you're a fan of some of the stuff that we do, obviously appreciate you always supporting us, jumping in and watching some of our content. As a reminder, please like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate when you guys can do that. We love bringing you this type of content, and we can only do that if you hit those two buttons below. So tonight, a new type of content for you, a quick hitters segment, something that we haven't really done before, but something we're really looking forward to bringing you. In the first one, we're going to talk our new favorite running back, Quinshon Judkins. Now, Quinshon Judkins could arguably be the most valuable asset that Ohio State brought to their team in the 2024 offseason. Outside of Will Howard and potentially Caleb Downs, I think that Quinshon Judkins was as much of a surprise to the fans as he was to the coaching staff, as I don't think that they thought that they could land the running back out of Ole Miss, but they were able to do so, convince him to move from Mississippi up to Columbus, Ohio, and create what is the best running back duo in all of the NCAA. Now, we're not talking about Quinshon Judkins, the Ohio State Buckeye, tonight. What we are going to talk about is Quinshon Judkins, the NFL running back, and where he'd best fit on what team in the NFL he'd be the best fit for. And I think that there's four really, really good options, especially as we saw him have his breakout performance as a Buckeye on Saturday, where he really made an impact both in the pass game and in the run game, showed his explosiveness, his elusiveness, but also his strength and power, all things that are necessary to be an effective NFL running back. Now, the one thing that you got to think about when he does go into the draft is where teams are going to value the running back position. We go back 2 years, and Bijan Robinson was selected in the top 10 by the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I think that Quinshon does fit more in the Bijan Robinson category, where he has that game-changing type of ability. He can be the reason you win football games. Now, do I think he's going to go in the top 10? Not sure. I think the ceiling for Quinshon Judkins is somewhere between picks 12 and 15 at the best. The floor for him, I don't think he gets out of the first round. I definitely believe he is a first-round talent. So where would the potential best fit be? Now, I think that if you're watching this content here, you're a fan of Ohio State, you're probably a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals or the Cleveland Browns. And if you are, I'd close your ears right now, because I think the best place for Quinshon Judkins would be the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Baltimore Ravens throughout the years have shown that running the football can get you places and can get you to an AFC championship game, which they were in last year. Now, did they win it? They did not. But what did they go out and do this offseason? They went and signed Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry and Quinshon Judkins, two totally different players, but Quinshon could be a nice complement to the strength that Derrick Henry brings in the backfield. And you line him up next to Lamar Jackson, you have unlimited possibilities. The next best place, I think, for Quinshon, and one, again, if you're a fan of any AFC team, I think would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs have shown that they're not apprehensive to selecting a running back in the first round. You go back a couple years, and they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, that experiment potentially hasn't worked out to this point, and they're probably going to be moving on from him, but they are going to be in the running back market. Last night, Carson Steele led the way for the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's not a knock against Carson Steele, but that's a former college fullback that led your team in carries. So you're definitely looking, if you're a Kansas City Chief, to make an upgrade there and potentially do it in the draft. Now, if the Chiefs have the success that they're hoping for this year, they're probably picking in the 30s. Do I think Quinshon gets there? I don't. But if they do slip up or they do trade up, I think you can get them in the mid to late 20s, which would be an exciting fit for that Kansas City offense. Next, I think the Philadelphia Eagles would be an awesome fit for Quinshon Judkins. You see the impact that Saquon Barkley is making on that team this year, and you might think, why would they add another one? Well, that offense is pretty set kind of everywhere. You could potentially make an upgrade at offensive line, but you're sticking with your quarterback. You got one of the best wide receiving cores in all of the NFL. And if you want to make an upgrade on offense, I think adding Quinshon Judkins as a 1-2 punch to Saquon Barkley would be pretty strong, and that backfield would be pretty nasty if you're a Philadelphia Eagle. The last place, and one that I think Ohio State fans would be the most excited about, now that most of us are Houston Texans fans after what C.J. Stroud's doing down there, would be down in Houston. Now, the Houston run game is currently led by Joe Mixon, and now he is still very, very valuable at this point in his career we've seen running backs kind of hit that cliff. And when they do hit that cliff, it is a steep fall off. And you don't know where Joe Mixon is. He's had some injuries. He's even injured as of right now. So you don't know if he's got how much gas he's got left in the tank. So if you are looking for a long-term play at the running back position, adding Quinshon Judkins to that room would be pretty strong. And then you might potentially have two Buckeyes leading the way down in Houston, which would be pretty strong. If I got it right, let me know in the comments if you think that there's some other places that Quinshon would be a good fit. I'm sure I'd love to see that. And we'd love to discuss it potentially on future videos. But this segment is something that we're going to be starting and getting kicked off here, and we're really excited about it. And if you like more content like this, we're going to have you filled wall to wall every week of the college season with content just like this. Maybe some longer form videos as well on Tuesdays when we highlight the opposing team's offense. And then on Thursdays when we highlight the opposing team's defense. And then on Saturday game days, we're always on site, whether it's in Columbus, whether it's in East Lansing, as we will be this week. We'll be on site giving you wall-to-wall Buckeyes coverage. And if you like it on video, join us here on our YouTube page. If you'd rather read some of our content, we got you covered over on our site. Head over to si.com/college/Ohio State, and we got you covered there, anything you would ever need. But for now, we appreciate you jumping in and talking a little Quinshon Judkins to the NFL. And if you like this stuff, give us a like, give us a subscription, and join us again here on Ohio State Buckeyes on SI.